It's the Midwest Connectz, and we keep the streets on smash.
Niggas say you take your gun. Take some more paper than the teller. Going for the bullshit, run
other, other promoters, other marketers, other bloggers in these markets, so that when we get there, we can do things like this and help the artists get their word out a little bit. So that's what we're trying to do, is connect the dots.
Right now with Big Buzz,
Every time back from Mobile, Alabama to be here tonight, you know what I'm saying? We got Chicago coming up, we got Cincinnati coming up. We're doing a 5-city tour with Empire, giving away a single distribution deal in 5 Midwest cities. We got Benzino coming up my market. We got Benzino coming to his market. We got a lot of stuff working currently. Big Buzz is coming to our Halloween party. I don't know if y'all get down with country rap, but we doing that for Halloween, man. Just a lot of stuff working. Like I said, I'm excited to be here. We're here to check out the talent. Hopefully bring somebody on a couple of these shows. You feel me? Tonight, so everybody tune in. Make sure y'all networking, because again, your network is your net worth. You hear me? Midwest Connectz, you ain't connected? That you respect it.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Y'all already know what time it is. You tuned in to the best for a reason. This is the Connectz radio show, and my job is to bring y'all the hottest unsigned and independent hip hop and R&B, plus interviews with the brightest stars in the culture. I've been blessed and I've been privileged. I've had some established artists. I've had some dope newcomers, and right now I'm super excited to introduce another super hot artist to my audience, to everybody tuned in today. He goes by Elymvnt. Elymvnt, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going? How's it going? It's going well.
Good. Everything's good this way, man. Talk to me. What got you started in the music game?
Oh, great question. So actually what started was a girl. As all great stories go, it was a girl. So I actually started in musical theater growing up, doing like musical plays and stuff like that. But in middle school, I was like playing football, playing basketball, and we walked by this poster that was at my middle school, and they were doing High School Musical, the stage version.
Okay.
And I remember I was roasting the poster, looking at it. I was like, oh, I would never do that, whatever. And then this girl comes up to me who I was super interested in, and she was like, hey, are you going to audition for it? And I was like, no, that's not me. And then she was like, well, if you do, there is a kissing scene at the end between Troy and Gabriella, and I'm auditioning, so if we both get it, you never know. And then she just walks away. And I was like, there might be something to this musical theater thing. So basically it was just history from then. Long story short, that's how I got into it. So
Nice. And so how did you know you wanted to do it professionally? Obviously, you know, doing stage shows and that kind of thing can lead to that. But when did you know you were like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? This is how I want to pay my bills.
actually, that was a clear story as well, because I was 16, or I was just turning 16, and it was the summer of my sophomore year. And then I went to this musical theater audition, and I remember the producer guy, the director, was saying that there's like 75 full-grown adults who are also auditioning for the same role you're auditioning. And he was like, are you ready? And I was like, yeah. Right. So I auditioned, whatever. And I remember going home, I was like, okay. And I was praying, right? So I was like, God, I was like, I don't necessarily want this role, but what I do want is a confirmation. Like, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm led for this, but like, is this where you see my whole trajectory going? Like, is this what you want me to do for the rest of my life? I was like, if you let me get this role and beat out everybody else, which is a huge number of full grown adults when I was 16, I was like, I would take that as confirmation. Within 10 minutes, I get the phone call, got it. And I was like, done. So I haven't really looked back since.
Nice. So are you still working as an independent artist, or do you kind of have a label home or representation?
There's representation, not Label Home, not signed. Wealth Nation,
Yeah,
and industry certified definitely put me on, got me in touch with you, which is great.
yeah.
So they've kind of been taking me over the last like 4 months or so. We changed my artist name, we got the new tunes going, we got the new image, things like that. So it's definitely been cooking since then. So I really,
Okay.
really appreciate their work they've been doing on my behalf.
Nice. So talk to me about that. So it wasn't always Element. How'd you kind of come into that name? Is that something you and management decided on? Talk to me about what was your name before that?
Yeah, so my name before that was actually Ray Ellie. So my
Okay.
middle name is Ray. It's basically my middle name,
Yeah.
and it just wasn't something that we thought was going to translate well, like when where we're trying to go.
Yeah.
So we were talking me and management, and we were kind of deciding like, are we going to go with an actual name, or are we going to go with like a concept name?
Mm,
And we decided on concept because Elymvnt has so many different meanings to it. So like the real definition is like a substance that can't be broken down into smaller parts,
right.
basically. So it's just like you are who you are. You don't change. You're not gonna come in there and start doing wild stuff. Like you know who you are as a man, first off. And then how I like to write my songs is there's multiple elements in the song. Like it's never just a straightforward meaning. There's always like multiple like ways you can listen to it. If you're sad, you'll hear this happy. Sorry, if you're sad, you'll hear the sad. If you're happy, you'll hear the happy. So there's just a lot of different aspects that you can take from him. So it really fit when we found Elymvnt. We're like, okay, that's the way. Yeah.
That's dope. That's actually dope. Then it's got a very unique spelling, which
Mhm.
is also dope. It's creative. It's gonna be easy to find. Being
Thank you.
Googleable matters, and it's definitely Googleable.
Exactly.
Um, and with that, you kind of broke down your style because as I'm reading through the bio, it says pop, it says rock, it
Mhm.
says synth beats. So talk to me about the genre kind of blending you're doing to create the element sound.
For sure. So the baseline that I always like to say is like it's theater. It's theater. If the song doesn't put a picture in your mind, whether that's a movie or like a storyline, I didn't write it. Pure point blank. Because that's the only thing, like that's where the whole love and creativity comes from. Like I visualize a setting, a place, a time, a climax, and a rising action, falling action every time I write a song. So that's kind of where that comes from. When it comes to like the synth beats and then how we approach it, my biggest inspirations Justin Timberlake, Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, and The Weeknd is new on me on too. So it's like kind of blending up all that while also putting the theatrical elements in there, and I think it's created a pretty unique sound for sure that I don't even have to try for. It's just in me.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So it says you do electrifying performances is what you're going for. So tell me if I come and I sit down at an element show, what can I expect?
What you can expect is, first of all, it's a story. So whether I'm doing a character or it's just an all around like start to finish story, there's definitely something you're going to be able to take away from it. So how I like to do it is I'll do a couple songs where it's just a good time, and then I kind of sit you down. It's like, okay, now time to listen, right? So, and it's not like it's boring or anything. It's just like a situation of like, I want you to see, like, okay, easiest way. A man meets a girl, they get together, whether they get married or not, or it breaks up or something, there's a flow. And all the
Yeah.
songs flow to tell that story until we decide how we want to end it. So I would say that that's kind of how I formulate it. It's never just like a, hey, how you guys doing tonight in Cincinnati or whatever. It's just like, hey,
Right.
that's a performance, like you're going to a theater show. And I've just been really, really well received.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Where would you say you've given or received, maybe not giving your best performance? Obviously, you're giving 100% every night, and 100% looks different every day.
Mhm.
But my question is, where have you received the most love? You go and you put on these great performances. Was it at home? It says you're a Colorado native. Was
Mhm.
it a big show on the
Mhm. Can you hear me?
uh,
Can you hear me?
you back? We back?
Yeah, I'm back.
You hear
Can you
me?
hear me? Yes, sir. So biggest show
Uh,
in general? That's the question. Best performance? If you can hear me. Let me see.
hello?
Hello. Back.
All right, I'm back. You back?
I'm back. I'm back.
Here. I'm back. Okay.
I'm
So I'm
back. I'm
sorry.
back.
Technical difficulties.
No, you're
Um,
good. All right, so.
All right, but talk to me again about where you felt, you kind of got the most love.
Yeah, you know what? I think I get pretty consistent loves when I'm doing my solo performance. But I think, to answer it very truthfully, the places where I get the most love and feedback is actually when I do theater. And I think it's a situation of when you're doing a show, like an organized show, there's lots of rehearsals when it comes to your normal performance, but there's like a cohesive, like 50 people are on stage with you, all working together for the same goal. So it just kind of comes together like a puzzle.
Yeah.
And I think when I'm doing my live shows, it's mostly just centered around me. And I think that it hits different when you see that there's a collective group involved in it. I think I have more fun when I do my solo shows because it's like I don't have to do nothing by the script. I don't have to do nothing. Like I don't have to hit no lighting cues. If I want to jump on the speaker, I jump on the speaker. If I want to stand back and just have a mic stand, I decide that. So it's more fun. But I think people see the care and love in it when it's a theater. They're like, okay, there's something different here. Like he's trained, blah, blah, blah. There's a little, like the extra thought,
For
I
sure.
think. Yeah.
For sure. No, and that definitely makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So what's the favorite role you've played then?
Well, actually, Sweeney Todd. So it was back in the day. Johnny Depp did the movie and all this stuff, but I did a theater performance of that, and I was playing like he's like an adult, but he's also like a kid, but he's like autistic, Toby, and I think that was my favorite role because that's actually what gave me my best insight into how I do my pop solo shows and R&B solo shows, because there was just like some weird like tunnel vision that you have to do when you're like trying to play a specific character who isn't all cognitively aware.
Yeah.
So I actually do that on my theater shows. It's like all the noise is gone. It's tunnel vision. It's like horse blinders. And it's just pure focus. I've never had a bad show since then. Absolutely never.
That's dope. I actually have an autistic son, so I kind of get where you're going with a little cognitive, it's a little, I get it. So it relates when you said it and then was like, it related to me a little different than maybe some others. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah, no, that was not for real. That it was different. So now talk to me. Obviously the stage show is there. It's there. You have what you need to kind of grow as an artist. So tell me what it is that you want to see. Everybody says they want their name, kind of in the stars. Talk to me about what it is you want to get from your musical career.
I love that. I think I'm always somebody who, and I think most artists who make it to a certain level say the same thing. Like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to give 100%.
Yeah.
And I mean 100%. So I think how I carry it and how I want it. If a Grammy isn't on the table, I'm not working hard enough. So period, point blank, when it comes to the music career. So my real plan is to do music to the highest level I possibly can, switch to movies, do it to the highest level I possibly can, go to theater, do the highest level I possibly can. And any type of performance, all performance related, is something that I am after. And I think regardless what pops off first or catapults first, I'm going to be touching on all aspects of performance.
That's dope. Sure. That's super solid. And with that, he said he wanted to go for the Grammys, y'all. He's not just putting music out. He wants to go to the top. So with that, I need to do the world premiere. Introduce the video. I'm going to go ahead and bring it in.
Yes. My name is Elymvnt. It's spelled Elymvnt. Song is called Wake Up the Stars, world premiere here on Connectz Radio.
Bring it back to young love, back before passion fit like a glove, before your lips gripped with years of practice. In the back of my car, I found your eyes for the first time in the moonlight. Face had half shadowed in the white light. Why at this time of night did our chemistry burn so bright? Let's take another trip to my car. Wake up the stars. Dedicate to days long gone. Wake up the stars. Let youth remind we've come so far. Wake up the stars. Combined with a full-grown love, we'll wake up the stars. Wake up the stars. Wake up the stars. Stars. Want that adolescent fire back. The raw intense in each other's eyes. I want it all back. Oh, what we have now. The comfort that I've never had. But in the back of that car, I felt your spirit for the first time in the moonlight. Face half shadowed in the white light. It only took one night for me to see the rest of my life. Let's take another trip to my car. Wake up the stars. Dedicate to days long gone. Wake up the stars. Let youth remind we've come so far. Wake up the stars. Combined with a full-grown love, we'll wake up the stars. Wake up the stars. Wake up the stars. 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 Wake up the stars. Wake up the stars. Full-grown love will wake up the stars. Wake up the stars. Wake up the stars. Stars.
Get NFL.
We don't need the NFL Sunday ticket. Not when we got Elymvnt. Wake up the stars. Oh, that was dope. The video, my wife actually commented. She said you give her 90 Seals vibe with the Inya twist. So it's like very, very dramatic. It's very, that's dope. Like the visuals were solid. Who shot the video for you?
So it's this dude named Dion Lawson. He's here in Colorado, and I met him through I was at my friend's wedding and he was shooting, and I saw some of his pictures. I was like, "Do you shoot videos?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." So we linked up, and like 2 weeks later we were shooting this video.
Nice.
So it was real cool. It's cool.
That's dope because it looks storyboarded, like there was a thought process to it. Obviously, you wanted to convey what was kind of going on. So talk to me about that and putting the visuals together for a song of that depth.
For sure. So, like I said, how I write it is kind of movie-esque. So that's how I like to do my videos too. I think there's enough videos out there that are just run and gun where you just kind of singing in the camera. I was like, I want to do a movie every time because first off, I like acting. I like telling a story. So if there's a way that I can do both of my favorite arts together, I'm gonna do it. So when it came to creating the song, I actually was just sitting on the couch watching some TV show, and I just like stood up and I was like, oh, that's the idea. So I wrote it all down, and essentially it's just like my dad. That's actually my dad in it.
Nice.
He's playing an older version of myself, and he's going back revisiting the places that were his favorite places to do with his girlfriend, wife at the time. Yeah. So fast forward, she's passed away, gone, but he's like still showing up. I'm getting chills just thinking of that.
Yeah.
Passed away, and he's like kind of revisiting, like, I loved, this is the place where I proposed to her, this is where we did a picnic in Red, and this is where we went on our first date at the pool and things like that. So I think it creates a good visual and kind of pulls the song together in a way that lets you feel it in a way. So
for sure,
it's pretty easy. I did it all in one day.
Wow, no, that's dope. So talk to me about performance schedule. It's kind of, the middle of the, well, it's the end of the summer now. We're top of the third quarter. So talk to me. You got any tour dates coming up? Are you planning anything around Colorado? What's kind of going on?
Yes, not planning anything around Colorado except for some pop-up tune-up shows. But my sights are set on two big shows. Moneybag Yo in October at Arizona State. Opening up for him, I'm so excited for that one. Moneybag's my favorite rapper right now. And then the next show that is gigantic is we're still trying to solidify it. Opening up for Lil Wayne in Tennessee in November.
Wow.
So once those happen, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. So I'm very excited. Yeah.
No, those are big shows. Pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me about your favorite collab so far. Who have you worked with? Who have you kind of met, you know, throughout your industry journey that you were like, yo, this is the one?
Actually, my favorite collab was with this band called AOM. So it's AOMM. And they kind of reached out to me randomly, like we were on the radio at the same time. And I shot him a message. I was like, hey, I just listened to your song. This is crazy. And then he was like, hey, do you want to come over? And I was like, yeah. So we got on a song together back in the day, and he turned into my producer who also produced this song.
Wow.
So he's like, I consider him a genius, but he's like been my best asset when it comes to like, he understands my voice. He understands what we're trying to do, all the dynamics and things like that. So that is my favorite collab of all time and probably will be forever because I mess with him tough. His name is Travis Leland Moore.
Okay. So I see you sitting in the studio now. Is that a home setup or is this your, you know, kind of the studio you frequent?
Yeah, this is a home setup. I just was busting out too many songs and I was going over there and having to wait on people. I was like, let me just buy my own stuff. So I set it up in the home and I just crank it all my songs. I actually made this song right here.
Right.
So.
See, and that's so crazy. Now, when you one thing that home studios, home musicians kind of lack is vocal depth. Not so much clarity, but depth. And that you have very clear, it's very clear the vocals are fantastic. Is that something you send off for, or you just you've trained and you got your stem situated? Talk to me about that, because again, that's something that artists kind of in the same position struggle with a little bit.
Yeah, that was a big struggle before. So I think it became a situation of one, making sure I'm very articulate in how I speak, and if I'm gonna slur something, I'm gonna do it intentionally where you still can understand it. I got my stems very situated. I have it soundproof, very secure. So then when I go in, it's not a situation of like background noise where you got to pull out some stuff. And then also Travis is a genius who knows how to do it. Even if I brought him trash stems, he really can pull it together. So it's a good partnership.
That's dope. No, that's dope. So talk to me about what it is you want Elymvnt to mean 5 years, 10 years from now, when you look back at all of your creative, you know, processes and everything you kind of leave. What do you want it to mean?
For sure. I think I want it to mean two things. One, that you don't have to have, well, and this is just my opinion. I feel like growing up, a lot of people, including me, thought that can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm back. Can you hear me? We frozen again? Technical difficulties. Live show. I feel like people can still hear me.
Yes, they can hear you.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yes, they can hear you.
Okay, so I feel like I grew up thinking that everybody who was at a high level was one, not real. I thought they were aliens. I thought it was just an impossible level of talent that you can go to. Like Michael Jackson is like so out of reach. I'm like, that's not a human being. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So I think what I want people to know, one, is that it really is a situation of hard work, adjusting, not taking no for an answer, and really treating it with your all and best. Because the sacrifices you have to sacrifice for this business is absolutely crazy, but it's not impossible. So that's one. I have no uncles in the industry. I have no brothers in the industry. I have no family in the industry or friends. So if we break in to the way I want to break in, it's truly possible, right? So that's what I want. Second thing is, in 5 years, I'm going to be having done everything I said I was going to do, like being in movies, being in this, being in that. So I want people to know, like, you don't have to just focus on one thing. If there's things you're passionate about and you have discipline and focus and you see a path to achieve those, go after all of them. Because we only have a finite amount of time in our prime to really get after it. So, you know, I think that's what I want Elymvnt to mean. Regardless of the music, regardless of everything, it's just like you can do it, period. And you can do whatever you want, period. So
yeah. No, that's solid. And then you didn't just say go for it. You actually laid out it. You got to have discipline and you have to have that drive. No, so that's
Mhm.
those are very realistic goals. Is that something that kind of helped you get to where you are?
For sure. I actually started with the discipline when it came to like the gym. Like the gym actually taught me like that there are some things that you can do every day and then eventually they turn into something that you don't have to work for. You don't have to
Yeah.
try. Like I don't plan my day out and say, "Oh, I got a gym today." It's just like, am I going to eat today? Am I going to breathe today? I guess I'm going to gym today.
Yeah.
And that's how I treat my music and that's how I treat everything else I'm going after. Like it goes without saying at this point. So discipline something is something you have to kind of create and cultivate and put inside of you. Yeah.
No. So no, really you're ahead of the curve as far as that goes. Just you're very wise. I just kind of want to put that out there. Keep on the path because again, whatever it is you choose to do, I feel
Mhm.
that you're going to be successful.
Thank you.
Screenwriting, play, whatever the case is, you
I
just have
try.
this it thing. I deal with a lot of artists. I talk to a lot of people. You talk different. You walk different. If that makes any sense. So
Man.
definitely, it's dope to see that. It's dope to see that young brothers kind of having their head on straight, knowing exactly what it is they want out of life.
Mhm.
I'm positive I'm older than you, and I still struggle with that a little bit. So
Mhm.
it's refreshing. It's refreshing to see. Um,
Thank you.
so so where can everybody find you?
For sure. You can find me on TikTok, on Instagram. It's under the same name, just at Elymvnt, ELYMVNT. You can find me on YouTube as well. All my songs are on all streaming platforms. So Wake Up the Stars is the first song of many that we have, but that's on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, anything. So you can find me anywhere. Just type it in.
So is there anything I didn't ask or anything you want to leave with the people before you go?
Honestly, it's really just genuine happiness that you brought me onto your show, wanted to speak to me. I know I've been in positions where I was grinding and grinding, grinding, and nothing happened. So I'm very thankful that I'm in a position where people actually want to speak to me and ask me about my music and things like that. So honestly, just thank you very
No,
much.
it was dope, man. Like I
Mhm.
said, it was a very good interview. One, I'm
Thank you.
looking forward to kind of checking out the playback on. So
Yeah,
yeah, make sure y'all check for Element. Make sure y'all know what to do. YouTube, Instagram, follow my mans. It's all
mhm.
good vibes this way. You are connected, you are respected. We will definitely be in tune with the moves you have coming up next, and you are always welcome back to the platform.
Thank you. I'll be back.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Make sure y'all tap in, man. Y'all know where to find the Connects Radio Show. That's everywhere: iHeart, Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. Plus, we were just live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Y'all know what's going on, man. At the Real and Kenny on all your favorite socials. All you gotta do is tap in. That's it. That's all you gotta do is tap in with the kid for more exclusives on the hottest unsigned independent hip hop and R&B, and some more of these super fire interviews. I'm gonna tap out now, but we're gonna be right back next week. Remember, every episode is powered by bettersblock.com, getyourbuzzup.com, midwestmixtapes.com, straightofficial.com. My homies, the Fleet DJs. Shouts out DJ Spins for the link up on this one. My big homies, the Nerve DJs, and of course, the Connects. If you ain't connected, you ain't respected, and y'all are all connected and respected.